Hello, and welcome back to another Lolita dress review. In this video, we'll be taking a look at Whip Showcase by Angelic Pretty. It is available in 4 different cuts: a ribbon JSK, a tier JSK, a special set JSK, and a skirt. In pink, in sax, in yellow, and in white. Keen-eyed viewers may notice this is one of the few dresses that I've covered on my channel that does not seem to come in an OP at all, which is very interesting. Usually there's at least one. Regardless, today we're going to be looking at the ribbon JSK cut in the sax blue colorway. So before we really start talking about this dress, can I just say this has to be like one of the most underrated prints I think I've ever seen in my life. This is a dress you very rarely hear about, and it's not too surprising as to why. It's extremely old and has only been released once. So at the top you can look at the straps. They are extremely thin, and they have 3 little bead details on each of them, and also some nice lace. Moving down, right at the very top of the neckline, you can see a huge purple bow, and 3 smaller purple bows in the center. They are purple on this particular colorway, which is the sax, as I mentioned previously. Despite that, it kind of can be confused for lavender because of just how much purple there is. Looking at the details on the sides right here at the top, you can see that there's a lot more lace, and you can see a lot of the details of the print, which we're going to definitely look at later. As soon as you guys see this print, I'm telling you, if you've never seen it before, this is probably going to become one of your favorite dresses, and let's just take a little bit of a look at it right now. All of these cakes, all of these bright colors. It's very similar to what we looked at last week with Jewelry Jelly, which is a very popular piece, but you really rarely get to see the details up close, so I'm really happy that I'm able to cover this one this week. Now we can look at the custom lace at the bottom. It's very simple, just the AP as well as a bow right above it, and there's some small like whipped cream shapes at the bottom. Here is a full look at the front of the dress. Taking a quick look at the back of the dress, if you look real close in between the corset lacing, you can see that there is a little bit of shearing. Moving to the waist ties, you can see that they are flower-shaped buttons, very popular on many AP dresses. If you look at the waist ties themselves, you'll actually notice they are quite thin, much thinner than newer AP releases for sure. Definitely indicative of the fact that this is a much older release. This dress actually was released in 2013. Now in my head, I saw that and I was like, oh, that wasn't too long ago. But then you look at the current year and realize that was 11 years ago. So yeah, only a single release for this dress, and it was that long ago. I can definitely understand why most people haven't seen it. Here is a full look at the back of the dress, and the print is primarily exactly the same as the front. As they say in the WWE, it's time, and you know what time it is. It's time to look at the print. So starting at the top, look at these bows made out of cream right around the bows at the top of the dress. They're kind of hidden behind this huge bow, but look at them right there. They look absolutely delectable, and there's some really nice pink lace underneath all of them. There's also like a crisscross design as well right behind them when we start looking at the cakes. And I said before, but let me tell you, when you guys see like how much detail is put into these cakes, again, it definitely reminds me of us looking at Jewelry Jelly last week, in that you really need to see it up close to see how beautiful these cakes are. So I'm just going to look at them very briefly as we look at these little dollops of cream right underneath them. So they actually do spread out the print a little bit, so there's some, you know, a little bit of diversity to the eye. It gives a little bit more interesting things to look at rather than just plastering the cakes everywhere. So as we move down, we can see those dollops sort of raining down, and you get a much clearer view of those cream ribbons from up at the top before. They are so nice. I love the soft off-white color of them as well. This whole print is very like pastel and soft color, so it's not very harsh on the eyes, and I just love looking at it. So we're going to take a little bit of a look at these cakes right here. These are not the biggest ones on the print. We're getting closer to the border print. These are, I think, the second largest ones. The ones at the top seem to be the smallest. These ones right here are a little bit bigger than those. And once we get to the very bottom, we'll see them at their full size. But I also want to look at these purple flowers as well, like in between the cakes as well. Like, they're just adding so much detail. There's also these nice roses that we can see when we look down here. Look at these bright red roses. They are gorgeous. And I love the purple leaves on them as well. They provide a nice bit of like color contrast. One of the things that when you look at these Angelic Pretty dresses really up close, you notice that they really pay attention with balancing the color extremely nicely. So just seeing those roses like just pop out, which I had not noticed before, the fact that they were even there. Like I probably noticed them, but I wasn't really consciously thinking about them. So there's just so much going on. The little bows, the ribbons, and all of the cakes, of course. It's just such a gorgeous print. So let's now finally look at the cakes. So here's the first one. 5 strawberries on top, and I love that small bit of white on them to color to just give a sense of lighting on the cake. It's just so gorgeous to me. This is probably the main cake, the Angelic Pretty themed cake. Look at those roses. Look at that bow. Look at the red bows underneath them on the side of the cake. It's just so intricate, so beautiful. I love when they do this. They always manage to put the AP in there somewhere, and on a cake makes perfect sense here. This one might actually be my favorite cake. I love the sort of like clover shape the hearts give on the cake with the big rose in the center. And look at all these flowers along the edge of the cake as well. They're just so good at the details on these different cakes. They make them so unique and original, with each one being a little bit different. And here is the 4th cake. It is very similar to the other one we looked at because it is also strawberry themed, but they still managed to make it look different. Again, I love that shiny white on them as well. I love the purple roses on the pink icing of the cake. It just makes it pop again that much nicely. And on that note, let's talk about the colorways of this dress. So this dress comes in 4 colorways, as we mentioned previously. This is the Sax colorway. I think this print would also look super nice on the white one. A whole lot of colors like this tend to pop so nicely on white. So if you are interested in getting this dress, which I imagine a lot of people will be after seeing this video, I would definitely point to the white colorway as one of the ones that might appear very nicely on. It might not appear nicely on the pink one. That tends to happen with pink on pink, but I would definitely recommend the Sax or the white. And the yellow might also be pretty nice too. But yeah, just looking at these details, I can definitely see this dress being added to a lot of dream dress wish lists if Angelic Pretty happens to re-release it. And I really hope they do. Angelic Pretty has been re-releasing a lot of bangers lately. We saw Milky Planet a couple of months ago, a few months ago at this point, and we are going to be seeing Daydream Carnival in a couple of months as well. So those are going to be shipped out like probably towards the middle of the year. And I really think they need to go back to like some of these lesser popular prints. Like perhaps that's the reason they have not released this one again. But I mean, looking at it from this angle, can you guys not see why I would like a re-release of this dress? Not saying anything, but Angelic Pretty, if you haven't been watching this video, you guys know me. I would love a black colorway of this. Thanks for watching, and tune in for more Lolita dress reviews in the future.